Batteries, they never last long. Nope. They just keep dying. Batteries are crap. If you're going to take anything away from this video, that's what you need to take away. You need to get rechargeable batteries because normal batteries just die. Just like that. I don't know why. Whatever. Alright, so we're back! The Last of Us Season 1. The Last of Us Season 1. What can I say about this season? Well, I guess I'm just going to say that I enjoyed it for the most part. I think for the most part, Season 1 was good. I think Pedro Pascal did a good version of Joel. I think Bella Ramsey did the best that she could. I think she's not... I think this character needed a better actress. I think, whatever her name is from Stranger Things. I think she just would have been better. She immediately comes to mind. That's just me. I think I could just see it a little bit more when you put like the video game characters side by side. Yeah, Sadie Sink, I think would have been better, but you know, that's just me. I think Bella Ramsey did a perfectly fine job otherwise. I think this season, I don't think any episodes were wasted. All of them worked to expand the narrative, you know, like, because you can have a lot of episodes that waste time. Looking at you, The Mandalorian, a lot of time wasting going on over there, but that's separate videos. When you look at this, every single episode pushes the narrative forward, which is what it's supposed to do. I mean, every line of dialogue in every scene, in every episode, and then those episodes in every season are supposed to be constantly pushing the story forward. It doesn't just stop. And every time it just kind of stops and you kind of hang around, well, that's just because you're running out of story or you're doing like a backdoor pilot or something like that. No. Every single episode had weight to it and had a good story within itself. So it was well done. Like I said in the previous video I did, the look of it, the art direction, it is literally popping out of the video game and into the real world. It's fantastic. I think the writing, for the most part, is really good. The directing is really good. I think it's just, in the end, this show made me realize how much I love the game. I know I've played the first game. I thought it's fantastic, and I didn't realize how much I actually loved the game until I was watching the show. Because I kept thinking, through the entire first season, and even when it was over, that feeling never went away where it was, this is just missing something. This is just missing something more. And I think some of it might have to do with Bella Ramsey. It's just being miscast as Ellie. I mean, I think she does a good job. She could possibly even do a better job in the next season. I don't know. I mean, well, that's one of the things to worry about, right? Is that in Season 2, if you follow the games closely, Ellie's going to become the main character. And I can't imagine Bella Ramsey carrying the entire season of Season 2. I just can't. I mean, unless you surround her with all kinds of other actors that are way better than her and more interesting characters, I don't see Season 2 or even Season 3 being that good, because they're saying Season 2 and 3 are going to be, that source material is going to be taken from The Last of Us Part 2. So, I don't know. And maybe they'll recast her. I don't know. I mean, who knows? It is supposed to take place, Part 2 takes place 5 years after Part 1, so I don't know. But this show made me realize how much I love the game. And the thing with the game is that the game isn't really even a game. It's not a video game. It's not a movie. It's an experience. Now, whether or not that's cliche, I don't know. But the video game really is an experience because you're put into these characters, you play as these characters, so you really feel everything that they feel. And that was what was, I think, really unique to The Last of Us video game series, is that you are really feeling every character. I mean, that was what they wanted. That's what Neil Druckmann has always really strived for, was you're going to feel every emotion. You're going to feel what these characters are feeling, you know, through the various actions or cutscenes or different things that you experience in the video game. You're going to experience what they experience. And because we're missing that, where we don't have a controller in our hand, we're just sitting there watching the action happen. It's a very good show, and if you haven't played the game, you probably love the show. But for me, no, I have a little bit of a hard time really, really loving it because I've played the game. So yeah, at this point, this is one of those times when I say that I prefer, you know, the video game over the movie. Well, I mean, that's always the case. Don't get me wrong, that's always the case with a video game adaptation. But what I mean is that a lot of source material, like books. So if I've seen a TV show based on a book or a movie based on a book, I've usually not read the book, right? So I saw Lord of the Rings films before I ever read Lord of the Rings books, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, I think the Lord of the Rings films are better than the books. But anyway, but I think with this, the Last of Us video game is better than the TV show. It is. It's just a better experience. You're there experiencing everything that's happening as you play those characters. So I think season 1, all in the end, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's just missing that extra something. Maybe it's just a lack of energy somehow. I mean, the show really takes its time and has an intentional pace, and I don't mind that usually if you're going to take your time, set everything up. But then it just doesn't go. It's just very steady the entire time. In this case, I just don't think it works that well. I think there just needed to be more. There just needed to be more stuff. I don't know, a lot of more zombies, perhaps. I mean, a lot of people were saying the infected aren't in it as much, and I did notice that too. I'm like, where? But it was always kind of a relief, I guess. I mean, I'm a big fan of the less is more because there's more of an impact when there is an infected. You're like, oh shit, there's infected. Oh my, how are they going to get away? And every time they went to an area and, you know, Joel was like, there's not a lot of infected out here. I mean, you're like, oh good. The infected aren't going to come out and kill them, you know, whatever. And I think, I mean, in having that impact, if the infected were always there, they're always running away, it'll get boring, number one. And then number two, you're not going to have that emotional impact that it does with the less is more. But I also don't mind. I understand why they put less infected in there. So if you look at it that way. And again, too, especially when you get into part 2, though, there's a lot more human interaction. There's a lot more, you know, raiders and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. They say there's going to be more infected in part 2, or season 2, rather. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to season 2, but I'm also not. I mean, I forgot a couple times that the show was on. So it's not as exciting to me. It's not like, you know, like, oh man, I can't wait until Sunday to watch the show. I can't wait until Sunday to watch the show. But I mean, it is really good. I think it's a solid, like I said, 8 out of 10. And you know, I am looking forward to season 2, but I don't mind if it's, you know, a year or 2 out. That's perfectly fine. You know, take your time, do it right, give it a shot. And also, check out my other videos over at the Filmist Universe YouTube channel. We have this show, which is Film Custodian Reviews, and there's going to be a bunch of other short films and skits and stuff like that. It's going to be an expansion. We're going to expand out beyond just film reviews. All right, that's all I got to say on that. See ya.